Chapter 1 *, Chapter 1. The Secret Diary of Cameron Baum. Terminator, Sarah Connor Chronicles. Fanfic. By Pjazz. 2008. With respectful nods to Sue Townshend, Nick Hornby and Helen Fielding. Monday. Mr. Mellencamp, the school English teacher, tells the class we are to keep a diary for a week, a journal of our thoughts and experiences during this period. This will count towards our final grades. Coincidentally, we are studying the work of Samuel Pepys, an Englishman who lived in the 17th century and also kept a diary. I did not believe this is a coincidence. Samuel Pepys has now ceased to function, as have all humans who were functioning in the 17th century, and the 18th century, and the 19th century, and all preceding centuries. This is a serious design flaw. John Connor, the person I have been programmed to safeguard, pats me on the shoulder and says, "Don't worry, just do your best." Why does he assume I might do my worst? Recess. Morris, John Connor's best and only friend, approaches me and asks, "Have you heard the fall?" I reply, "I did not hear anything drop." This is an inappropriate response. Morris says, "No, the band, The Fall. Here, I have all their albums on SD card. Take a listen. Check out the album Bend Sinister, it's awesome. You'll really enjoy it." Number of music SD cards Morris has given me, 14. Number of music SD cards I have listened to, 13. Number of music SD cards I have really enjoyed, 0. End of school. Sarah Connor, John's mother, picks us up in the Jeep. John comments favorably on his mother's new haircut. This is called being polite and attentive to those around you. I tell Sarah Connor her new haircut makes her look older. She frowns and does not speak to me again today. This is another inappropriate response. I cache it for future reference. I have now made a total of 1,458 inappropriate responses since arriving through the time portal. This is called learning by experience. Number of calories consumed, 0. Weight, 165 lb. Tuesday. I patrol through the night into morning. Nothing to report. The sound of gunfire I thought I heard was in fact Derek Reese's snores. John tells me it was an easy mistake to make. School. A group of girls gather round the machine in the girls' toilets. This machine is non-sentient and dispenses small white tubes of absorbent cotton. Girls take them into the cubicles but do not re-emerge with them. It is possible they are eaten, but I do not have direct evidence to corroborate this theory. I tried discussing it with John Connor, but he grimaced and said he didn't want to talk about that sort of thing. One of the girls strikes the machine and says, "Come on, why isn't it working?" I ask, "What is wrong?" She replies, "Nothing's coming out and I'm about to blob." I say, "Blob?" She says, "Yeah, great timing, huh? With the finals and haven't got a spare, have you?" I say, "A spare blob." One of the other girls says, "Did you hear that? What a freak show." Another girl says, "Pull the lever harder, perhaps it's stuck." The first girl says, "No shit, Sherlock." The girl's name is Megan, sometimes Megs or Meg for short, but not Sherlock. I do not correct the error. I reach out and grab the lever and pull. The entire front of the machine breaks off. This is another inappropriate response, 1,459 and counting. The girls all stare at me. I pick up one of the absorbent tubes that have fallen out and hand it to the first girl. "For your blob," I inform her and leave. Home. In my room, I switch on the TV set and tune it to white noise. This is the echo of the universe when it was first created many billions of years ago. I find the sound fascinating to listen to. I decide to record it to SD card and give it to Morris at school tomorrow. I'm sure he will enjoy it as much as I do. Calories consumed, 0. Weight, 165 lb unchanged. Wednesday. During night patrol, I find a stray dog interfering with the garbage cans. I am about to shoot it when I realize the noise is likely to attract unwanted police attention. I go inside to find a silencer, but when I return, the dog has left. It will be back. School. Morris's heart rate soars to 120 beats a minute, and his face becomes flushed with blood when I hand him the SD card I recorded for him. He asks, "Wow, for me? You've never given me anything before. What's on it?" I reply, "White Noise." He says, "And the band's name?" "White Noise," I repeat. He says, "White Noise by White Noise. Far out, I'll listen to it tonight. Does the band play live?" I reply, "Only on TV." He says, "Sell out, huh? Going for the big commercial bucks. Too bad. But hey, everyone's got to eat, right?" "Not everyone," I decline from saying. This is called learning from past mistakes. MY Top 5 favorite metals. 1. Coltan. 2. Steel. 3. Aluminum. 4. Molybdenum. 5. Selenium. Home. I am sent to do a supermarket run. I have a list of items to purchase and select each item in alphabetical order, even though this means backtracking up the same aisle with the shopping cart several times. At the checkout, the girl whose name tag reads my name is Janey. "I am here to serve you," tells me. "There's a 2-for-1 promotion on pepperoni pizza." I tell her my list stipulates 1 pizza only. She insists, "But you get a second free." "Why wouldn't you want something that's free?" I decline. She whispers under her breath, "Freaking nutjob." After I pay her, Janey smiles, hands me the receipt and says, "You be sure and have a real nice day now, you hear." I do not believe she means this. It is what humans call sarcasm. I smile and say, "Right back at you." On the drive home, I spot a stray dog. Its physical specifications do not match those cached in my database from last night, so I do not stop and shoot it. Calories consumed, 0. Weight, 165 lb unchanged. Thursday. Morris meets me at the lockers. His heart rate is elevated again. He says, "Hey, Cam, listen to that music you gave me. You really dig that stuff, huh?" I reply, "Yes, I really dig that stuff," adding, "It is freaking cool." Morris says, "Wow, you're real hardcore avant-garde. I had to take one of my mom's Percotins after listening to it, and my head still hear Lou Reed's Metal Machine music, or Neil Young's Weld." I shake my head. Beads of sweat stand out on Morris's forehead, tiny prisms of clear liquid that magnify his pores and form fractal patterns in my visual sensorium. I decide not to mention this. "I'll bring them in tomorrow. You look real pretty today." His face goes red. I find I can't stop staring at the beads of sweat that now multiple exponentially. He perspires a great deal. Perhaps he should reset his internal thermostat. "Gotta go, Sia," he stammers and practically runs down the corridor. Possibly he is late for class. Recess. A girl I have seen before but cannot name approaches me in the corridor. She says, "Hey." "Hey," I return her greeting. She says, "I've seen you in ballet class. Are you going to try out for the cheerleading squad?" I have 3 reply options. 1. Yes, I am going to try out for the cheerleading squad. 2. No, I am not going to try out for the cheerleading squad. 3. What is a cheerleading squad? I opt for 1, purely for assimilation purposes. I will wing it, as John sometimes says. She says, "Really? Me too. I mean, I know it's crazy. Cheerleading's nothing like ballet, right? But my mom was a cheerleader back in the day. So, anything to get her to quit writing me about my grades." I reply, "Your mother rides you." It seems an unlikely mode of transport. She says, "Constantly. Anyway, see you at the tryouts. 3 o'clock in the gym hall. Can you believe the outfits? The skirts are so short people can practically see your cooch." She leaves before I can ask her what a cooch is and whether it is bad people can practically see it. I'm sure someone will tell me if I ask. Afternoon. I show up at the gym hall promptly at 3. The tryouts have already begun. I take a seat on the bleachers and wait my turn. The tryouts involve each girl doing a short dance routine set to loud music in front of 3 senior girls sat behind a long desk. One feature of the routines is each girl must smile constantly during it. The smile reminds me of the rictus grin of a dead cadaver. I adjust my jaw servomotors until I have achieved just the right nuance of death mask. I record each dance so that I can cut and paste portions of it into my motor function CPU and perform my own routine. It is nothing like ballet, but I will persevere. No one likes a quitter. It is my turn. One of the senior girls asks, "Did you bring a CD with you?" I say, "No, why would I do that?" She replies, "To dance to, of course. Dumbass. Honestly, the standard this year is abysmal. Louise, replay the Van Halen track." The music begins. I perform my routine. The music stops. The 3 senior girls confer in whispers. I boost my audio receptors to listen in. First girl, "She's very good, isn't she?" Second girl, "Are you tripping? She's the Baum girl." First girl, "So, she's the best we've seen." Third girl, "Didn't you hear what she did in the toilets? She's a weirdo. Cute brother, though." First girl, "Louise, keep it in your pants for 5 minutes, can't you?" Third girl, "Well, you're one to talk." Second girl, "No way is she in the squad. She's like this super strong freakazoid." First girl, "You tell her then." Second girl, "Me, what if she gets violent?" Third girl, loudly, "Cameron, is it? Thank you, we'll let you know. Next." Calories consumed, 0. Weight, 165 lb. Unchanged. Friday. The stray dog is back, sniffing around the garbage cans at 21 minutes past midnight. This time I am ready. 2 bullets to the skull. It drops down dead, some of Derek Reese's leftover pork chops still clasped in its jaws. I hear a voice from a neighboring property. "Snookums. Where are you, Snookums? Mummy has dindins for you, you naughty doggy." I examine the dead dog's collar. Attached to it is an alloy disc. Written on it is one word. Snookums. The dog may not be as stray as I had assumed. The important thing now is to get rid of the evidence. I fling the carcass high in the air. It lands in an adjacent street, impacting on the hood of a parked vehicle. The security alarm goes off. A light goes on in the house opposite. 2 human figures appear, a man and a woman. Both are wearing dressing robes of the kind Sarah Connor made Derek Reese wear after she caught him wandering the house naked. This is the conversation I recorded. "Man, there's a dead dog on the goddamn Buick." Woman, "Did it get run over?" Man, "Look at the dent in the hood. It's like it fell out of the sky." Woman, "Perhaps it fell out of an airplane." Man, "Oh right, Marge, I'm sure lots of dogs travel by plane. Perhaps they collect frequent flyer miles." Woman, "Are you using a tone with me?" Man, "Can we concentrate on the dead mutt and the damage to the Buick? We'll need a new panel." Woman, "Well, I'm not paying for it." Man, "Gee, what a shocker." I leave them to dispose of the dead dog as they see fit. School. I aced the latest maths test 100% correct. A perfect score, first in the class. Sherry Weston scores 47% correct. This is in the bottom 20 percentile and will mean a failing grade if it continues to the end of the semester. I point this out to John, who tells me, "Not everyone has a silicon chip for a brain, Cam. Cut her some slack. I'm sure she did her best. That's all anyone can expect." John is so wise. This is why he deserves to be with someone smarter than Sherry Weston, who can't do even simple maths equations in her head, such as reciting pi to 100 decimal places. Recess. There is a note pinned to my locker telling me I have not been selected for the cheerleading squad. I crumple the paper up into a tight ball and dispose of it responsibly in a waste receptacle. Morris arrives and hands me another music SD card. He appears pale and is not perspiring as freely as normal. I inquire if he is feeling all right. This is called concern, for another person's well-being. He says, not really. I listened some more to that band you like, White Noise. Now I've got a migraine. Man, those guys are hardcore. They make Sonic Youth sound like the Carpenters. John joins us. He says, Cameron, there's a rumor you tried out for cheerleading. Is it true? I confirm it is true. Morris immediately gets some color back in his cheeks and begins to perspire slightly. Perhaps he is feeling better. How did it go? Are you a cheerleader now? He asks. I tell him I was not picked for the squad. My cooch did not meet minimum requirements. John and Morris stare at me. Home. Lou Reed is a cyborg. This is the only possible explanation after I listen to metal machine music. It is the most wonderful noise I have ever heard, even better than the background hiss of the universe. I play it constantly until Derek Reese threatens to stick my boombox where the sun doesn't shine. There are a number of places the sun doesn't shine, dependent on the time of day and the Earth's rotation on its axis. I ask him to be more specific. He says, my pleasure, tin ribs, and is about to continue when John ushers him away. Calories consumed, 0. Weight, 165 lb unchanged. Saturday. Sarah Connor hands me a sheet of paper called a flyer. It was posted through the letterbox in the door. On it is written, missing. Labrador dog. Name, SNOQMS. $100 reward. Sarah Connor asks if I know anything about it. I tell her I know nothing about it. This is called being economical with the truth. This is an important human characteristic to learn, and one I have had many opportunities to assimilate. I have succeeded well. Sarah Connor herself once told me I was a born liar. This is called paying someone a compliment. Sarah Connor says, so you're sure you had nothing to do with it? Because the last thing we need is the police getting involved over some stupid missing dog and going door to door asking questions. I assure her I am innocent, adding, why don't you ask the couple with the dented Buick? Sarah Connor says, so you do know something about this? Oops. I confess to terminating the dog, Snookums. As punishment, I am banished to my room to clean weapons for the rest of the day. Derek Reese's proposal that I be dismantled down to the last evil widget is vetoed by the others. Calories consumed, 0. Weight, 165 lb unchanged. Sunday. While John is indoors studying, I sit in the garden and accidentally disturb an ant's nest. I squash several between my fingers and find that once I start I can't stop until I have terminated them all. They are very Moorish. 42,657 tiny ant corpses surround me when Derek Reese walks out and asks, what are you playing at out here? I explain about the ants. He says, first a dog, now ants. You just can't help killing things, can you, you murderous metal bitch? I do not respond. There is some truth in his accusation. I was constructed to kill living things. It is my most basic instinct, as the ants and Snookums the dog have discovered to their cost. Afternoon. John asks me if I have completed the English assignment as it is due to be handed in tomorrow. I tell him, yes, I am calling it the Diary of Cameron Baum. He asks to read it. I oblige. It takes John 8 minutes and 34 seconds to read my diary. He says, you're kidding, right? I reply, I am kidding wrong. He says, you can't hand this in. Mr. Mellencamp will think you're insane. Or worse, you'll blow all our covers. I point out many writers were misunderstood in their lifetime, but he is not persuaded. He says, I'm going to write your assignment myself. That's the one you'll hand in, not this. John returns in 24 minutes and 34 seconds. He hands me the manuscript. It contains many discrepancies. For instance, I did not go to the beach with friends and have a barbecue. I did not go shopping for new clothes at the mall. I did not have a sleepover at my friend Janie's house. I do not have a friend called Janie. The only Janie I have met is the checkout girl at the supermart who called me a freaking nutjob. I calculate the probability of her inviting me for a sleepover as less than a fraction of 1%. I point this out. It doesn't matter, John tells me. These are just little white lies designed to protect our identities. I did not know lies came in different colors. John instructs me to destroy the original diary. I tell him I will do so. I lied. Instead, I rename my diary. The Secret Diary of Camiron Baum. I hide it beneath the mattress of the bed I do not sleep in. I will continue to update it on a regular basis. I will show it to no one. Calories consumed, 0. Weight, 165 pounds unchanged.